You wake up to your name trending, not for something impressive, for something catastrophic. A crime so big it doesn't even make sense at first glance. Numbers too large, charges too heavy, words like conspiracy and intent stapled to your identity. You don't get arrested immediately. That's how you know it's serious. Instead, your phone goes quiet. Friends stop replying. Coworkers suddenly can't talk. You scroll through the headlines, watching strangers debate your guilt like it's entertainment. They've already decided who you are. And the worst part? The evidence looks real. Documents with your name. Transactions you don't remember. Security footage where the silhouette almost looks like you. Almost. This isn't a mistake. Mistakes get corrected. This is something else. This is you being selected. You try to explain. You rehearse the truth in your head, over and over, until it sounds weak even to you. Because the truth doesn't have production value. It doesn't come with charts. It doesn't come with timestamps. The story against you does. You realize quickly that nobody is asking if you did it. They're only asking why. Investigators speak calmly, politely. They already know what they're going to write down. Your lawyer avoids eye contact. Not because you're guilty, but because you're inconvenient. You start noticing the pattern too late. Every person above you is protected. Every person below you is invisible. And you're right in the middle. A perfect buffer. A human firewall. The system doesn't need you to be evil. It just needs you to be plausible. You replay the last year of your life. The late nights. The emails you forwarded without reading. The meetings you trusted because everyone else did. That's when it hits you. You weren't framed overnight. You were positioned. Time slows down when everyone assumes you're lying. You stop correcting people. Not because you agree, but because watching belief harden is exhausting. Your reputation rots faster than your case moves. You lose work before you lose court dates. You lose friends before you lose freedom. You begin to understand how fall guys are made. Not through force. Through proximity. You were close enough to the crime to explain it away, but far enough from power to absorb the damage. The real players are already gone. New jobs, new countries, new narratives. And you're left holding context without authority. At night, you imagine what it would take to clear your name. A confession, a leak, a miracle. But miracles don't survive legal review. You consider deals, not because you're guilty, but because innocence is expensive. Every system tells you the same thing in different voices. Take the hit, move on. Let this end. That's when you realize the final cruelty. They don't need you to admit the truth. They just need you to stop resisting the story. Eventually, the noise fades. Not because you're free, but because you're old news. The crime becomes a case study. Your name becomes a footnote. Your face becomes unrecognizable even to yourself. Somewhere else, the machine keeps running. Same incentives, same shortcuts, new fall guys. And that's the lesson you're never taught growing up. Justice isn't blind. It's selective. Power doesn't crush everyone. It redirects consequences downward until someone breaks. You weren't unlucky. You were useful. Useful enough to absorb blame. Quiet enough to disappear. Human enough to suffer without destabilizing the system. And if you're watching this, really watching, you understand something most people don't. In a world this complex, innocence isn't protection. Visibility isn't safety. And truth doesn't win by default. Sometimes survival isn't about proving what happened. It's about understanding why you were chosen to carry it.